60
something years,
hundreds of years.
Well, yeah, but they've been in control, and they are still in control, and they're more massively in control now, than ever before, and everything. And the only thing the only reason that this information be good to get out now is because the time is short, for one thing, and two is that it'll give people a chance to make a decision on what they want to do.
Okay, now you've mentioned this decision before, and an event of some kind as well as prophecy. Can we get towards?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well,
where you came about this information, what it has to do with the military
initial briefing was all the information
so
about it.
Was 2012 ever discussed in your briefing?
2012, yeah.
Okay.
December.
Can you go into that?
They even talked about the the Mayan calendar.
Okay.
And why that we didn't know anything about.
And this was in 1980.
Yeah. They talked about the calendar of the Mayans running out in 2012, and the reason why they knew it is because these AIs from the future helped them build or get the technology to build those
originally
pyramid, and the information that they have, because everybody's been trying to figure out how these natives that were in the jungle could have such advanced technology on the on the universe and the stars and all that stuff, and how they were able to build these fantastic structures and the mathematical precision of how they're built and everything, and then all of a sudden they disappeared.
Right.
And the calendar from the end of it is gone. It doesn't continue on. It just like stops right there.
Yeah.
And everything.
I actually saw a program recently that said the Mayan calendar measures a year within 1/100th of a decimal.
Yeah.
Compared to the atomic clock, and even the atomic clock says that they have a margin of error 5 times that precision. So the Mayan calendar is probably right.
It is right. And they're not the only ones
in measuring time.
Well, they're not the only ones and everything, but
the pyramids did
throughout history, throughout thousands of years of history. Well, first there's been so far there's been 2 ages. First Earth Age and the Second Earth Age. We're in the Second Earth Age. First Earth Age was when the dinosaurs was here and everything. During that period is when the angels and all that, and that's biblical, were cast out of heaven for fighting against God. The devil and all was cast out with the angels and everything, and that's another story altogether. But the point I'm trying to make is, from that time on and everything, there has been messages sent and embedded in rock and stuff in different eras of time.
Yes.
To give us
the code,
information.
Did they talk about this in your briefing?
Yeah, it told us all, where we were so convinced and everything that what we were doing was important that we didn't even question it anymore. We just did what we had to do. We thought it was a regular thing.
So really you were assisting the military industrial complex build you were assisting them build in preparation for
there's the word,
event
that's going to happen in 2012,
or that they thought or believed or knew.
They knew for a fact,
according to what they had heard.
They knew for a fact
that it was going to happen.
And they still know. And they still know now. That's why they're laughing at you on TV and everything whenever someone's questioning about the deficit and the money problems and all that stuff. They don't give a damn. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care because they know what the outcome's going to be. It's all going to be in a short period of time and all that. All this stuff ain't going to make ain't going to mean nothing. And I'll give you another clue and all that is, you've heard of the Georgia Stones?
Guidestones.
Guidestones?
Yeah.
What's the population on that?
500 million.
Mm-hmm. How many is in the world now?
7 billion. I know. I know about the depopulation agenda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's the way the depopulation is going to happen, but it's not going to be happening through war. It's going to be happening through a extraterrestrial event that will happen that's even described in the Bible.
Okay, now they briefed you on this.
Yeah.
What did they say would happen?
The sun go dark, the moon turn red, and all that stuff. What does that describe to you? Remember the Ice Age? You remember what happened in the Ice Age when the sun was blotted out through the Earth being hit and all, and stuff going in the atmosphere and all that crap? This is some scary stuff and all that. I'm going to tell you that right now. But that's what I'm talking about, to where you can't live on out here in the ground. So to make it short, what my part of the project, what my involvement in the project was basically helping with preparation and loading up particular crafts that were basically going to the backside of the moon, and they have built over the years. It's been finished since the 60s. And that's one of the reasons why Kennedy came up with the got to go to the moon. Got to do it before the century's out.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to go spy on what they were doing. See, the president is briefed and told he has no clearance and all above that, and it's documented. They have documents signed and all where the president doesn't have a high enough clearance to even come out in public and tell anybody. And if he is, they'll get rid of him.
I've heard that before. I mentioned to you, Stephen.
It's documented. It's out there. You can see it on the internet if you want to.
Yeah, Stephen Greer said that
he doesn't have clearance to see it,
right?
To discuss it or anything. But he's briefed on it.
Well,
why do you think Obama's hair is turning gray?
Exactly. Stephen Greer said that
he knows
during the Clinton administration that he had dinner with Hillary, or I think he briefed James Woolsey, the CIA director.
Yeah.
And the president, I think, expressed that he was frustrated because how do you disclose something to the public
you can't.
that you don't have access to?
You can't.
And I think Lawrence Rockefeller had an initiative to get...
Rockefeller knows.
Oh, yeah, of course
and
they
the
do.
Bilderbergers know.
Yeah.
Because who do you think's footing all this stuff?
Well, that's
the
where,
money.
That's where the occult economy, the
secret
big
money. Bankers, the ones that controls the monetary, the money in the world.
Money changers.
They're the ones that are involved in it, and they're part of the escape, I call it.
Uh-huh.
They're part of the ones that are going to go onto the moon when this stuff happens.
Now,
and they're going to be there to wait out. Because there's going to be a period, let me get something straight. The Earth is not going to be destroyed. But the environment, to be able to live like we are now and everything, is going to be changed to the point where a lot of people are going to perish and all that. That's the reality of it. But there's people that have already been approved and assigned and all that. And I'll give you a hint and all that they also are there's a lot of people that are high up. They got a lot of money, high ups, even in Hollywood.
Who have
that have access to, that are given access to certain information. I'll give you one guy. Spielberg is one of them.
So I know what you're talking about because
they come out with movies to precondition people on certain things, to calm them down, to where they're desensitized to events that could happen,
like Independence Day. Or
Spielberg was used for a long time, from the 70s right on up until the till now, to look at the movies he's made. Close Encounters of the Third Kind was the first